Tonto Dikeh brought this upon herself. According to her concerned colleagues and friends, they said Tonto Dikeh isn't a king as she claimed. Her motivational speech to women about strength is fake. She is just the opposite of what she preaches to these women. All she would have done is to walk away from this man that planned with her ex and her enemies to pull her down. Like, I have never and would never beg any man, be you man or woman, to accept my love and kindness. If you catch me cheating, I would wear my dress upon the door and walk away while licking my teeth. And if you want me back, then talk to me with respect. That's what women do when they catch their husband cheating. If you know her personally, check on her and advise her to stay from men for now. The moment she tagged her ex 4 seconds man, Naija men became against her indirectly, even her male friends. Naija men don't like any woman to talk about weak manhood. They are secretly against Tonto Dikeh and will continue to plot to her downfall. Advise her to stay away from men for now. According to Roman goddess, in talk say as shower man wey guests dey enjoy, e reach your turn you pack go in house like now they don't leave you weren't informed too. Moral lesson: never do a wifey shit for a fuck boy. According to people now, they blame Tonto Dikeh, say like e too rush this man. We know say Tonto Dikeh dey love well not be her fault, but make she take am easy, because the moment when be say she wan pepper her ex-husband Chochi, e go even dey fall more victim for dis Nigerian men. According to her concerned friends and fans, like they advise her make she take her time, take look for better man, make she stay away from relationship for now. And they let us know say she is not a king as she claim, because the way when people take the vex for that audio, how Tonto Dikeh take beg this her ex-lover Prince KPOKPOGRI, everybody weak, like they no even know say Tonto Dikeh dey love like this. According to another person, he talk say before you are posting pictures of your new partner just to pepper your ex, like make sure your partner is not like Prince KPOKPOGRI. People let her know say she too rush the man just barely 3 months for the relationship. E don dey tag am my husband and e can't even buy am car as a birthday gift. Like the Tonto Dikeh say her own just dey her body, make she try maybe say she amend her ways, because everybody no go dey complain about one person. And they let her know say men dey against that 4 seconds man when he call her ex-husband. E go even make men scared away from her. And Uche Madogo, Nollywood actor, still tell am say the greatest mistake when Tonto Dikeh do na to introduce this in husband to king as a father. Like he said Tonto Dikeh is a wife material, but she no dey lucky when it comes to women. From 4 seconds man ambassador now to anywhere belle face ambassador, make she go use juju take get faithful man. Like, dear Tonto Dikeh, introducing your ex to king is your biggest 2021 mistake. Someone can be Prince Charming but not have the honor and maturity of a loyal prince. They let her know say she make mistake well when she take rush Prince KPOKPOGRI. Even Blessing CEO, the certified relationship and marriage therapist, even advise her say the men when they come into her life or even her exes not be the problem, now her pattern be the problem, because she keep rushing men and she dey always dey want men when be say e get level, like e get money, even when she know say she dey try on her own. Now that one fit make her influence go enter Chochi hand, because she think say Chochi na big boy as he claim. Now so he still take follow this KPOKPOGRI, like make she try change her circle, make she change her pattern of life, and make she give love time, like make she never for now enter into any relationship just to pepper her ex-husband Chochi. They advise am well my people, say this life we are all entitled to his or her own opinion and advice. Now dem dey for Tonto, so make una still drop una own advice, because for now they say she need prayer, like behind that smile like behind those posts when she dey put for IG, we all know say she's very bitter, like she dey pass through air. So guys, drop your advice. What do you think is really Tonto Dikeh problem? Was it that she rushed this Prince KPOKPOGRI as people claim? According to that Roman goddess, he say Tonto Dikeh supposed to know say that man no dey faithful, like men when be say they exchange guests anyhow. Tonto Dikeh for ask questions before he publish this man can't even dey buy a car on his birthday. Thank you so much guys. Please hear your opinion without insult. Drop it at the comment section. This is Violet Bass TV. God bless all my returning subscribers for always tuning in to come watch my video. And if you are seeing my video for the first time, please kindly support me by smashing on the subscribe button. I will see you on my next video. Just enjoy the rest of the video where Blessing CEO send a letter to King Tonto Dikeh on how to deal with our current situation. God bless you guys. Bye for now. Bye.
My name is Okoro Blessing Nkiruka, and I'm popularly known as Blessing CEO. Your #1 relationship therapist in Africa. You heard that, a relationship therapist. That is the reason why everything partaking relationship and marriage, I contribute. When it comes to relationship and marriage, I cannot mind my business because I'm a woman who sees a lot of things that happen behind closed doors. Exactly. So minding my business will be very, very difficult. The only time I can mind my business is when your matter do not come out publicly. What I put out is my opinion, because sometimes when I see a certain story in public, they are very relatable. They take me back to my story. They take me back to my past. And they remind me of how I survived the same pain. I'm not a clout chaser. I feel I'm famous already. I'm just lending my voice. Unfortunately, the bloggers will always post what they want you to see. But if you follow Okoro Blessing Nkiruka, you will see that I'm just a woman who wants to lend her voice. And I'm going to give it to you by force. Because even as a child, it is not everything that your child likes that you give to your child. If you cannot keep giving your child ice cream just because children love ice cream, sometimes you're going to hold them down and feed them bitter leaf with apple and egusi soup. Exactly. Sometimes true love is that person that forces you and give you that thing that you want. Example, when your child is sick, they don't want to go to the hospital. As a mother and as a father, you will hold your child down and watch the nurse and the injection. And watch the nurse and the doctor inject your child. It doesn't mean you don't love the child. Don't forget, your child will be screaming. Your child, when you go to the hospital, you'll be seeing children screaming. Now their mama hold them down. Now their papa hold them down. Doesn't mean they don't love them. So Okoro Blessing is that woman. Whether you like it or not, I will hold you down and tell you the truth. At the long run, you will come back and tell me, Blessing, see you. I will bless. You will come back and bless me. These things I'm doing is not for now. You might call me a cloud chaser now, but at the long run, you will come back and say, there was this woman on Instagram that was constantly saying this thing. I'm not doing this for now. I'm doing this for longevity. At the long run, people will begin to appreciate me. Exactly. When Jesus Christ was telling us to repent, we did not appreciate Jesus until he died. He had to die for us to see how much he loved us. Though I'm not going to die. I'm only trying to say a lot of you will begin to appreciate me when I stop talking. Let's quickly get into this matter. A letter to Tonto Dikeh. Tonto, I'm not a cloud chaser. I'm a bold woman like you. If I'm not bold, I will not call your name. Tonto, if I'm not bold, I will be gossiping with your name. Just the way all those your celebrity friends, your fellow acting people are gossiping with your name. I'm bold. A lot of people will say, why didn't you reach out to Tonto privately? I don't have a phone number. I don't know Tonto. Never met her before. The same way you are hearing about Tonto on the internet is the same way I'm hearing about her. I cannot be sending DM to somebody I don't know. So the easiest way I can reach out to Tonto is just by talking on social media. Unfortunately, when I talk, a lot of people are going to learn from Tonto's story because Tonto Dikeh's story is relatable. Tonto Dikeh's story is my story. That's why I cannot mind my business. Whenever I see her on the internet, I remember where I'm coming from. I'm going to use myself as an example on this live video before we even start to talk about Tonto. I'm a woman who got married at the age of, who started dating at the age of 15. I got married at the age of 18, 19. I gave a man my youth. I gave him everything. Many of you have often heard me talk about my ex. In fact, I became famous the very first day I talked about my story about domestic violence. That was the day I went viral. I became famous when I came out and talked about my failed marriage. It wasn't the Onyeze drama. The Onyeze drama was the second film. So a lot of people were wondering, who is this woman that was bold enough to come out and tell us about her failed marriage? Because I said something a lot of you are hiding. I came out and told the world I was divorced. Nobody knew I was divorced. Everything you hear about Blessing and you know about Blessing is the story that I told them. I told my story publicly. That is the reason why you think you know me or you think you can drag me. Tonto. When I left my ex-husband, I was broken. I felt betrayed. I felt used. I was like, why? Why would this man leave me after everything I gave to him? I was damaged. I was a woman that wanted revenge. When I left my ex-husband, I started living my life for him. I wanted to prove to my ex-husband that I can be loved by another man. I started jumping into different relationships just to seek for validation so that they can love me. So that my ex will see that just because he left me does not mean another man can love me. I remember, I was looking for a man who was far higher than my ex. I wanted a man who had a strong stature in the society so that my ex would understand that I did not go for his level. I went for a higher level. That was the beginning of my doom. I started my relationship journey. I started looking for a rich man, a wealthy man that could beat my ex, a more handsome man, because my ex-husband was very handsome, very cute. If you see my first son, that's my ex. I was looking for a man to beat him physically, potentially, everything. And I kept falling into the wrong hands. I got a lot of politicians that said that they loved me. But each time I get into the relationship, they use me. They were taking advantage of my vulnerability. Because every time I get into the relationship, I tell them how my ex abused me. Guess what? They will repeat the same abuse. They never gave me anything good. They saw that I was a desperate woman who was seeking for validation in a man. So they treated me even worse than my ex treated me. I started regretting. At some point, I was now saying, why don't I go back to my ex? Because a lot of men even treated me worse than my ex. Yes, I went back to go and beg my ex-husband. That's a story many of you don't know. I went back to beg my ex. Because when I got out there, I saw that all these men, they are all the same. Oh. My ex was even better than most of them. I said, whoa. I rushed back to go and beg my ex. My ex said he cannot marry me again. He's not doing it again. I said, whoa, I don't die. I was damaged. I was seeking for validation. I needed somebody to love me, to prove a point. I needed people to understand that I'm not mad. I'm not stupid. Can someone just help me and love me? I rushed to different men and they kept damaging me. Guess what? I kept repeating the same thing I did with my ex. I was a damaged woman. So I met this guy that genuinely loved me in one of the relationships I was running, but I couldn't be loved. I kept comparing him to my ex. If he tried to correct me, I would say that is how my ex used to talk. I was bleeding on this guy who was loving me. I didn't even understand the meaning of love. So if you are giving me love, I don't even see it as love. At that point, I was seeing a man who gives me love as a weak man. Because I had met a lot of toxic men in my life, I now began to think that if you don't beat me, you are not a man. There was a time I was in a relationship with somebody for 3 months and he did not beat me. And I told him, you are not a man. I told him, touch me. You are a coward. If you cannot hit a woman, you're not a man. I told a man that did not beat me for 3 months. Because the toxicity, the damage have made me feel that the only way you can be a man is when you hit a woman. I pushed this guy to the wall. At some point, there was a day I took a knife and told the guy, I will kill you. The guy said, there is nothing you will do that will make me touch you. He said, I told him, you are a coward. You are a coward. He said, Blessing, you need to hear. I saw every man who came into my life like a fight. It was a battle for me. I fought men, even those that loved me. The day the guy wanted to leave me, I begged, I cried. He said, Blessing, I'm not leaving you because I don't love you. I'm leaving you because you need to heal. You are damaged. And if you don't heal, you are going to break everything that you love, including your children. There are some women that are damaged. And they damage their children because they've not healed. There are some men that are damaged. And they damage their children because they've not healed. You will see a man treating his child the way his ex is treating him. Some of us have damaged the things we love because we've not healed. This is not clouds. This is real. This is my story. And I'm not ashamed to talk about it. We have lost a lot of good things in our life because we refuse to heal. Even our children. You see yourself treating your child. My first son is the carbon copy of my ex-husband. If I did not heal, I probably would have killed my son by now because he's the replica of his father. For every time, I always tell myself, Tonto, your son is the replica of his father. So you must heal, you must forgive him if you want to love your son. I had to forgive my ex to be able to love my son. I couldn't love my son without forgiving him because he was his father. My first son walks like his father. My first son sits like his father. My first son, sometimes when my first son is looking at me, I'll say, Jesus, you are a carbon copy of your dad. I see my ex-husband every day in my house. I feed my ex-husband. My ex-husband is my son. He's his replicate. And let's talk about gene. He took some little gene of his father. I cannot change the fact that my son is from Edo State. No matter how much I want to hate Edo men. What about gene? What about those inborn traits that our children are going to take? Are you going to hate your kids? That's the reason why you have to heal. You have to forgive. It's not because they did not hurt you, but because you don't want to keep hurting other people. You don't want to be the monster that you hate. If you don't heal, you will be doing to other people what other people did to you. That is the birth of abuse. A lot of people abuse you because they have been abused. A lot of people are doing to you what they know. Some people are wicked to you because all they got was wickedness. They were not born wicked because they did not heal. So they will be replicating the things that they got. That's what is called being damaged. Most of us are damaged. If you don't heal, you will never get love. The problem is not the man. The problem is not the woman. The problem is the fact that you are damaged. You are broken into pieces. And if you do not gather your pieces, you can never find love. I kept on searching for a man to love me. I didn't find. I told you guys, there was a time I told myself, Blessing, maybe because you are going for high class men, why not go for the lower class? Maybe because you are looking for a man that is rich. Okay, Blessing, look for a man that is struggling. Look for a man that is just trying to survive. Build with him. I met a guy. He was doing his PhD outside the country. I told him to come to Nigeria. I was going to help him. I was helping him to look for a job. I called all my contacts when I was working with the police and begged them to give him a job. I finally secured a job for him, but he said the job was going to take about 3 months. So I asked him to come down from the US and come and start getting used to Nigeria before the job finally clicked. When this guy came down from the US, he lived in my house. I gave him my car. I fed him. I made sure that he was comfortable because I felt I was the one who brought him from the US to Nigeria. This guy will be driving my car around Abuja. I'll be entering taxi to work. Even after work, sometimes when I call him and tell him, baby, come and pick me, he'll tell me that he's busy. He's hanging out with his friends with my car. I will jump taxi. I will go home. I will cook for him. I wanted to make him comfortable. I wanted to be sure that I wasn't doing something wrong. Guess what? It was still the same thing. Each time this guy tried to scream at me, I will remember my ex. There was a day we were having an argument and this guy raised his hand and wanted to slap me. Before he wanted to slap me, I gave him 2 slaps. And I told him, you will never hit me the way my ex hits me again. No man would dare. When I gave him the 2 slaps, he said, I'm going to deal with you. He locked up the door and started beating me. I ran into the kitchen, I took a bottle and I told him, I'm going to kill you. I told myself that my ex will be the first and last man to ever touch me in this life. It was when we were fighting, my landlady, because then I was staying in a big queue. There was a boys' quarter in the main house I was staying, so my landlady heard our fight. and came and was hitting the door. That was the reason why I did not kill that guy that day. After then, we broke up. It was after that relationship, I told myself, Blessing, it's time to heal. My ex has moved on with his life. My ex had remarried, self. Just the way Tonto Dikeh's ex-husband remarried. My ex remarried after 6 months. But guess what? My ex did not change. My ex is still married to his wife for almost 5 years now. And I'm not married. Some people will start saying, Blessing, should be your ex marry another woman and she stay. And you never marry. Now why you not stay? When, after getting custody of my son, after 5 years, when I got custody of my son, the first thing my son told me was, Mommy, I said, yes. Do you know that my daddy used to beat my other mommy? I said, eh? He said, yes. There was a day my other mommy was backing my other brother in the back, and my daddy was beating her in the kitchen. My small brother was crying, and my other mommy was crying. When my son told me that story, I went into my room, I knelt down, and I said, God, thank you. I was not the problem. The difference was another woman decided to accept the problem I rejected. Did you hear what I said? I was not the problem. The problem was the fact that another woman accepted the problem I rejected. I left my ex for domestic violence. Another woman married him and she's taking domestic violence. Remember I told you in one of my videos, some people are good with cracking bone, some are good with meat. There are some women that are strong enough to crack bone. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. Just because you want meat, you don't want bone, doesn't mean you're a bad person. No! Just because you want peace and you don't want trouble doesn't mean you're bad. There's some people that like trouble. They know how to fight trouble. There are some of us that don't like trouble. We just want peace. If we see trouble, we run. That's why some men, when a woman starts her madness, they'll pick up their khaki and walk away. They are not cowards. They don't want drama. And some men, instead of running away, they will stay there, they will beat you. That is where domestic violence, some men will walk away, some men will beat you. There are some people that like bone. There are some people that like meat. Because you like meat and somebody is cracking bone, doesn't mean you are bad. Doesn't mean you... No. We want different things. So my ex has been married for years. Does not mean he's not beating his wife. If his wife sees this video now, she'll probably be smiling. She's collecting beating, the beating I collected. But I collected beating for a period of time. I say, Oga, I go die. Make I go use my life. I don't want beating again. My ex has been beating me. The beating did not start in the marriage. He was beating me from 15 years to 21 years of my life when I divorced him. So he did not change. He did not change his pattern. But some women will go there and take it. I'm only trying to say, some of you who have left a toxic man or a toxic woman and you feel that the reason why they left you is because... Some men will leave you because you cannot tolerate their bullshit. When you see them with another woman, they will start looking for a woman who can tolerate their bullshit. Some women will leave you because you cannot tolerate their bullshit. They'll be looking for a man who will tolerate it. So it's dependent. Exactly. Let me go back to my story. After that situation between me and that guy that beats me for the second time, but this time he did not beat me, we fought. Because all through the period my ex-husband was beating me, I never fought him back. Never. The very first time I challenged my ex was when the marriage broke. This was the first time I was so happy that a man beats me and I fought him. And I was ready to stab that guy that day. I fought kill him. And I was ready to go to jail because I didn't want what my ex did to me to repeat again. The difference is now I'm an adult. When my ex was doing all those things he was doing to me, I was a child. But now I've grown. I'm a grown 32-year-old woman. You can't beat me up. We go fight. I don't go sit down, you go to beat me. I go carry something, we go fight. You can't beat me at my age and at my level now. My ex was beating me then because I was a small girl. But no man will beat me now. We go fight. Pata, one person go die. If you go kill me, but I go at least give you small blows. I go use my fingernails, scratch your face. So, when I left that relationship, I had to go back to the drawing board. And I told myself, Blessing. I said, yes. It's time to let your ex go. Leave your ex alone. You need to succeed on your own.